Hi everyone. Today we are talking about content, freelancing, and AI with Shushant. Thanks for joining us, Shushant.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here, man. Always glad to talk to you.
Shushant, you are an amazing content creator, a serial info product builder, and a freelancer. Can you maybe introduce yourself and share what led you into content creation?
And so I won't give a long introduction because I don't want to bore people. So, I was an analyst, an operations analyst in the asset management division at Goldman Sachs. And then after working for an year for them, I thought of, building something on my own because I was not seeing a lot of growth potential in my role, which
Mm.
was there. So I and one of my friend, we decided to like work on an gamified edtech startup, but then he worked with me for 1 or 2 weeks and then he just quit working on the startup idea because he had a bad breakup, I guess.
Yeah.
So then, since he was inactive, it didn't make sense for me also to work on it. And I also kind of gave up. Then for a month, I worked with my dad in our family business and I just helped him automate some of the processes. And
Mhm.
once I did that, in my family business, since we
Mm.
have employees and all of that, we have systems. So I was free
Cool.
a lot of times. I was there on Twitter.
What's the
So I
business?
was just, we have a wine shop. So yeah.
Okay.
So okay, so like I was there on Twitter all day. I used to see what people are building. So I observed this guy called Islo or Eslo, however you pronounce it. So this guy
Oh,
basically used to sell
he's the
Notion templates.
yes,
Yeah.
Notion template guy. Yeah.
And he was quite famous at that time. And people
Mm.
who used to sell Notion templates were like, posting screenshots of their revenues and all of that. And I
Yeah.
also saw some indie makers, what they are building. Then I also saw some info product builders. And I was like, okay, cool, I'll get on Twitter. And in a month, I automated most of the like workflows in our business. And then it just like, I was like, I'll just be online all day and I'll see what I end up building. So I
Okay.
was there on Twitter and
Yeah.
I think for the first 6 months, I was just trying, what to build and what not to build. And I just built a normal, let's say, content creation tools directory. Not content creation tools, like content
Mhm.
creation resources directory on Airtable. And I was like, let me see and sell it if people buy it or not. And it got zero sales as expected. It
Yeah.
was a free product and still it got
Yes.
zero sales. So that
Okay.
was the worst part.
The
So
free
I was like,
part
okay.
has been
It
distributed
was
to how
like,
many? The
I could
free
not get you.
Yeah, the free version, the free Airtable has been seen by how many people?
Now it has been sold a lot, but like at that time when I had initially launched it, it got like zero sales. No one had seen it because at that time I had like 500 followers on Twitter. And I didn't have that many great connections at that point of time. So I was like, okay, this thing is not working. And I knew that I had to level up my Twitter game first instead of, focusing on information products or anything. So then after that, I kind of got a freelancing gig or a ghostwriting gig in which I had to do ghostwriting for like a marketing agency, let's say, owner.
Hmm.
So, from that, I got to learn like how growth really happens on Twitter because, when I was struggling to create content for him and get reach for him, at that point of time, I realized like what can be done, what should be written, what should not be written in order to get reach. And then that helped me understand that I can implement the same strategies on my account to grow my account further.
Yeah.
Then I worked on that and that worked to grow my account. I got to more than 1,000 followers. And then I thought of launching an information product. The same information product on Product Hunt this time. And it actually
Hmm.
worked on Product Hunt. And like
Yeah.
that was the first time I got like a paid sales. That just
Nice.
gave me more confidence.
Awesome. We talk about the
And
product hunt later on. Yeah. Awesome. But
yeah,
please continue, sir.
okay. Yeah, don't call me so, please. Okay, so after that, mm, okay, so after that, once I launched it, then I think I was building one information product, which was kind of, let's say, a curation of resources or something,
Hmm.
and I was launching it on Product Hunt every week or every weekend, and then I used to get sales organically. I was also doing ghostwriting on the side, but once I started making more money from my information products, I had stopped ghostwriting because it didn't make sense to do ghostwriting if like this is making more money. I mean, I did that. Then I also worked for a brand. Like one brand had approached me because they wanted me to build information products on on their software and then sell it to people so that they could acquire more users. I worked for
Oh,
that
really?
brand for approximately 7 months. I built many information products on their like platform, and I also did some ghostwriting work for them. I quit
Okay.
working with them after 7 months because again, like there was not much of growth potential for me because I was just building information products. I was also
Yeah.
not allowed to collaborate with other brands because, like because I was already working for a brand. So
Yeah.
yeah, then I kind of became a full-time like solo creator in which I was just creating content and I had a newsletter and like I ran the newsletter for approximately 7 months. Then, I just wanted to learn how to actually build a big newsletter business. So I got my
Mm.
newsletter acquired and like, I worked for another newsletter to understand like how newsletter operations really happen, like on the back end. Like,
Okay.
I'm talking about newsletters that have like huge teams and all of that. So
Yeah.
I
So
got to learn about newsletter growth, and
yeah.
I got to learn about that, and that was Horizon AI who had acquired my newsletter. Like I worked with Horizon AI for 6 months till my contract was there, and then I quit there because like there was not a lot of operational work left for me because all the acquisition and smooth onboarding of like email subscribers had been done.
Yeah.
So yeah, after that, yeah, again, I'm a solo creator right now. I have a ghostwriting client still,
Yeah.
ghostwriting clients help you pay the bills. So, yeah, I
Yes.
have that. Then I have my digital products on Gumroad, which get sold automatically most of the times. And then I
Yeah.
have Twitter ad revenue, which is not that great, but it's fine. It
Oh,
helps
yeah.
me
Some
pay
Twitter
for,
ad revenue. That's good.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
very few
it's not
bucks, but
that
okay.
great. Like,
Right.
it
Yeah.
just helps to pay for your,
Yeah.
like whey
Right.
protein bills. So, apart from that, it's just some sponsors on Twitter, some collaborations, yeah, like, and also some affiliate marketing as well. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Can you
there's the
can
newsletter as well.
Oh yeah, the newsletter. That's interesting. Do you still have like if we take the percentage like how much freelancing versus product building or content creation in revenue? I don't want the metrics, but in percentage like what are like it is 50-50 like the same as freelancing and info product, or is it like a bit more on freelancing, a bit less on info product?
For now, I would say, I would keep freelancing on one end and I'll keep content creation completely at one end. So it
Okay.
would be 40 and 60, like 60% from content creation, which would include like Twitter, LinkedIn, newsletter, and information products and all of that. And then 40% from freelancing.
Okay.
So
In terms of time that you invest in freelancing versus content creation, is it the same like 40-60, or you spend less time and making more money on content?
no, I would say freelancing and content is like 50-50. Yeah.
Okay. So you spend the same
Yeah.
equal amount of time on freelancing and content, but content
Yeah.
you have a lower return on investment. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, this is interesting. You've mentioned so many things on your introduction. This is so great. You mentioned Islo. Did you buy any Islo template?
I've bought many, man. I used to
Oh,
buy to just see, what he's creating. Why would someone use it?
exactly.
I used to think about that. So yeah, that helps a
So some
lot.
retro engineering, right? Buying,
Yeah.
understanding, and then to try there's this saying called imitate, innovate. First, you try to imitate someone, and then you start innovating while you understand the hooks, how it works. So well done, man. That's a good strategy. So try to copy, and I think there's also this quote like steal like an artist, right? You have to, and you didn't steal, you buy it actually, you bought it. So it allowed you to then leverage that and build your own template and product. Yeah, you
Yeah.
also mentioned in 1 month you were able to understand the process. This is crazy because it takes a lot of time. So how did you manage to analyze the process in 1 month? How did you deconstruct?
So you mean the process for content creation or
Yep, on
okay,
Twitter.
so that happened because I was failing a lot initially. My client had paid me upfront the entire amount, and like in the first 10 days, I didn't get him really good results. Then I started. What I did was that I analyzed all the big influencers or creators in his niche, what they are creating. Then I used to understand if I can create something similar in the same content bucket. So let's say,
Mm,
like, since he was a marketing agency founder, so I used to create, let's say, a breakdown of 10 most viral Nike ads.
mm,
I mean, that perform. I mean, I'm giving an example. Yeah, like I used to understand like what kind of threads would perform the best for him, and then I used to work accordingly to create similar content. Because if you see again on Twitter, most things work that way itself. Like if one kind of content is working, and if you just
yeah,
replicate the content type, you
yeah,
can like I mean make it work for your own account as well.
yeah. That's very clever, very clever. So actually, you inspired a lot, you explore a lot, and then you try to say, okay, I will try to master the same by, as I said, not copy pasting, but
Mm,
understanding how it
yeah.
works. This is good. So many things again. We'll come back to the product hunt later on. Um,
Yeah.
but it's interesting also to see that worked for kind of 7 months doing info product for clients. So actually doing work for clients to craft your skills, and once you had enough skills to do it by yourself, you launch yourself. So that's interesting because sometimes you say, yeah, sometimes you have to change, quit your 9 to 5, but you learned a lot actually. I don't know if was it like already a freelance gig?
Yeah, it was a freelancing
Oh
because I
yeah, yeah,
was
okay,
working as a
yeah,
creator for that company.
yeah. And then you did it for yourself. So that's very interesting, very clever to replicate the same strategy. But also you mentioned that you've been like an analyst for Goldman Sachs, and I've seen that you also learned some finance, the CFA. You've passed the CFA.
Yeah.
That's also interesting about that. And you also use programming and no-code tools like Alteryx. That's interesting because I used to
Mm,
work with Alteryx too. So you worked with
oh.
as an analyst there. So what made you switch? How can you explain a bit like why did you wanted to really like, as you said, you wanted to leave this, because there was like no traction, no future. But can you maybe explain like how did you handle this? Handle the stress. Like you're living this very comfortable situation. Like you have very comfortable situation to like freelancing and content creation, which is sometimes very stressful.
So, I mean, okay, so I'll just give some background context here. Like earlier in 2021, when I had joined, I had like mostly work from home. I mean, it was a work from home job because COVID was still going on at that point, like waves were coming in. So, I
Mm,
mean, I went back to the office in like around September 2021, and then I mean, I just kind of, started talking to more and more people from my team about like what is the growth potential here? What can I do
yeah.
in my future? Like not just to get a better salary, but also to switch to better roles. So I
Mm,
mean, after exploring that, I got to know that there is not a lot of growth potential in the work I was doing. And then either I'll have to, I mean, the only option I had was to do an MBA from a top
mm,
tier college in India. And since India is the most populated country in the world, like there's intense competition, and
yeah.
I didn't have the time to even prepare for the examination because my work hours were like more than 10 hours every day, and sometimes they were like
Yeah.
even 12 or 14 hours because it's Goldman Sachs. So I mean, because of that, I kind of thought like I have the choice to switch or either build something on my own. And I mean,
Mm,
switching didn't make sense at that time because I just had like 1 year of experience. So I was like, let's try building something on my own. So yeah, I mean,
okay.
that was the thing that made me take the decision. But again, that was not very comfortable because like I made nothing for the first 6 months.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, not
Yeah.
making anything for the first 6 months is quite hard.
Yeah, how do you handle stress? Because the first 6 months you're like you see all the savings going down and down and down month after
Mm.
month. What did you think about that? What made you stick? Like how did you believe the future will be bright?
To be honest, I think like I started ghostwriting only because I knew that I might end up getting broke if I just think about building information products or anything.
Mm,
So, I mean, this was the reason, and ghostwriting gave me some hope, but the first sale on product and that gave me the highest amount of hope that, yeah, there is potential in whatever you do. So, yeah, that was the
yeah,
thing. I think the first sale on product.
yeah. So you see, yes, for me it's still an issue managing the stress. Because I also have some freelancing gig, and between freelancing missions, I'm always like worry, like, oh yeah, what's gonna be the future like? Stuff like that. Scarcity mindset sometimes. So sometimes it allows you. It's something that slow you down when you want to create some content? Do you think you might go back to a 9 to 5?
I mean, I don't think so, to be honest. Like, at least I'll be getting Twitter ad revenue, and then I'll be making money from sponsors or have the newsletter. So, I mean, I don't think I'm seeing it until then, unless like everything just falls down all of a sudden. Like, let's say I'm suspended on Twitter, my LinkedIn algorithm. I mean,
Mm,
my content on LinkedIn stops working, so my newsletter
yeah,
would also stop growing because it's growing just by these two vehicles. So
yeah,
I think if that happens, then also I don't think I'll be going back to a 9 to 5. I can get a freelancing gig. I mean, I can do at least something. So yeah.
yeah. Interesting. Like, I was going to ask you, like, is there any role in a corporate or an enterprise that you're going to say, yes, I sacrifice all my content creator opportunities and I jump on that one? Like a CMO job position or something like that?
I mean, to be honest, I've received these CMO related job
Mm-hmm.
opportunities many a times, but I mean, I don't think like just a job role is something which is very lucrative to me right now. So
Yeah, that's very
I don't
interesting.
think there is any such role.
Yeah, what's in the title, right? And
Yeah.
someone has to check, is it the content that you like, job content? Okay, so what do you sell today? Like, can you share some examples of your products or the freelancing gig?
I mean, today I'm just selling like newsletter ghostwriting services, then LinkedIn ghostwriting services, and Twitter ghostwriting services. Like these are the three
Mm-hmm.
services I'm selling. I've stopped consultation calls because
Okay.
I think just on one call you cannot explain any person until and unless you have a proper
Yeah.
coaching program.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not like planning to do any coaching programs soon because like managing a community and live coaching calls is again like I'll need a huge team for that. I won't be able to do that solo.
Yeah.
So
I've
yeah, like these three other services and the products are same like as they were on Gumroad because I think my old products are selling really good. I have deleted some products as well, which I thought are like unnecessary or not needed right now. But then there are some that like get sold on autopilot. So I'm just focusing on that. And I've created a proper
mm,
funnel on Gumroad right now to,
mm,
push those products more, the paid products. So yeah, it works well.
interesting. Because I've seen on Gumroad that you are actually, I didn't know we could do that, like freelancing gig, but on a monthly subscription. That's clever. I was like, oh, that's interesting. You have all the products on your Gumroad store, and I will put the link in the description of this episode for the listeners who want to check your Gumroad store. It's
Thank
very
you.
impressive. Like you have all those little tiny, I would say, micro info product, like $1 to understand like the strategy of Justin Walsh, or I don't know, someone else like that, or Mark Liu, and so on. And then you have on the
Mm.
top this freelancing. That was an interesting move. I was checking actually the Gumroad stats last day, and I was like, that's interesting. Actually, did you know that in 2020, like the median creator made only $70 a year based on a total volume of 142 million. So only a few hundreds, I checked, only almost like 200 creators on Gumroad made 100K per year. Why that, according to you?
I mean, okay, so the first point I think is that many creators had boycotted or left Gumroad, when they had increased their commissions. The
Yeah.
reason I did not make Gumroad because my product had, my product and links were directly like linked to the Gumroad products. And if I deleted those products and linked to a new product, like that was not possible on product. And I don't know if that's a bug in product or not, but once you publish something, it is really difficult to change the link of the product later, like let's say 7 or 8 months later. So that's why since there was a bug in product, I did not like shift to any other platform. Otherwise, even I was ready to shift to other platforms. I was being approached by Lemon Squeezy. I also got approached
What?
by Payhip and other platforms too. But yeah, I didn't switch because of the SEO thing. So okay, so yeah, why do people make such less money? I mean, why are there many less creators who are making good money? I think mostly it's because like most creators left Gumroad. Even if you see Modest Mitkus on Twitter day before yesterday was talking about some new platforms
Mm,
to sell information products. So I think mostly the commission is the major issue for creators because people are leaving a lot of money just for commissions.
yeah.
So I think that might be a problem. But then Gumroad also has some legacy creators there. Like there is Thomas
Mm,
Frank is there still, I guess.
Thomas
Then
Frank, yeah.
Islo is there.
Yeah.
Then Daniel Rasalu is there. So
Yeah, Daniel.
only a few legacy creators. I mean, the old creators of Gumroad are there, but I think most new creators are either moving on to new platforms or something. Because if you even see, Shweta Bay had a lot of information products on Gumroad, then she moved to Lemon
Mhm.
Squeezy. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
mostly because of the platform shift. But I still think that since Gumroad is a way older platform as compared to Lemon Squeezy or any other new platforms, I think the SEO of whatever you post on Gumroad would work better as compared
Mm.
to, I mean, posting on these platforms.
Yeah, that's interesting. Very interesting. Because I was thinking, like, do you think it's work, hard work, or just luck that those top creators are, happy few? Um, but why those guys and not the others? I think, as you said, I guess it's both. They do something probably better than the others. We'll see. But yeah,
Mm.
but he was a good guy. Like passion fuels success, or the other way around.
I mean, yeah, I mean, passion would help, but again, you'll have to work hard. I think that is the most important thing because, and I'll give an example. I'm staying in India right now, and if I'm working for a US client, I've also written threads at 1 a.m. in the night, like, so I'll give an
Mm.
example. When I was working for as a ghostwriter for that brand, so GPT-4 had launched, I think, in May last year, May or June. So
Yeah.
at 1 a.m. in the night, they had messaged me that we need a thread ASAP on this, like explaining the features of GPT-4. I was like, I didn't get access yet. Indians don't have access. So I contacted one of my friends who is like pursuing his master's in the United States. I told him to purchase GPT-4, like premium access, and then give it to me so that
Nice.
I could use it and create a thread. So I mean, like you need hard work. Like creating a
Yeah.
thread at 1 a.m. in the night is a pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
I
people
think.
need to sacrifice something. It's not just like, I mean, passion is good. Like, you need passion, you need to be interested in what you're doing, but I mean, it's not enough.
Yeah. Sometimes you also need to do the, low hanging fruit success to make sure that success also fuels passion. When you're not successful, like doing something, passion vanish. But I mean, according to me, it feels like that. And sometimes when you have like those little success, it fuels the passion, and you're like more and more passionate and more obsessed because you got those little nuggets of success.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about that, what brings you joy at work, Shushan?
I mean, okay. So what brings me joy? I think I just like doing this. I mean, just creating content. So yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I didn't tell my entire past history, but before joining Goldman Sachs, I was also a content creator on Quora, which was like a question and answer platform.
Yeah, Cora.
But
I
then,
remember.
yeah, I deleted my account there because Goldman Sachs did not allow us to like be a content creator because they had some like strict rules, like like, regarding insider trading and all. So yeah,
Oh
you
yeah,
cannot be
yeah.
a content creator while working at Goldman Sachs, or else you'll need
Really?
yeah, you'll need some permissions from them. I mean, I didn't want to get into all of these permissions
Yeah,
headache.
yeah.
So
Forget about
like
that.
I had that Quora account where I used to write before also, and like I think this was something which I was interested in since a long time. So
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
mean, I think
I like
that's
that.
the only thing that brings me joy. Like I'm fulfilling the dream of the 17-year-old Shushant Lakhyani.
Oh, this is so good, man. What you're saying. This is very good, beautiful, man. What does like a meaningful life look like to you then?
I think meaningful life means, for me, it means remote work, work close to your family,
Okay.
and hit the gym daily, get at least 2 hours. So, yeah, I mean, also get 1 hour of playing your PlayStation daily. So, I don't need a lot of things. I'm a simple man.
Oh, this is good. So family, remote work, and PlayStation. Cora
Yeah,
is
also the gym, like 1 or 2 hours.
the what?
Gym.
Gym. Yeah, you
Yeah.
go work out.
Yeah, I mean, I've started
Yeah,
like since 1.5 years, and it's fun. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's nice. I think it's good for. I think it's Peter Levels who said, "Gym is therapist. It's therapy."
I mean,
To
especially
go
when
to the
you're at remote work, you don't talk to a lot of people
yeah,
like in an office setup. So the gym
yeah. How do you
helps.
handle that feeling of loneliness? Because I would feel pretty alone. Yeah, not depressed, but kind of if I don't speak to you. Some other people. I'm pretty gregarious.
Okay, so like, I mean, since college, like, since I was into social media, like I said, I was into Quora and all of that. I was also the head of, I mean, I was also a community member who was managing these like meme pages of my college. So I was a lot into memes at that point of time. So I
Mm.
still have those friends who send me memes, like hundreds of memes every day. So I think that's the only thing. Then we also call and connect and discuss about memes. So yeah.
I think there's one guy on Twitter. Maybe you know him. He was famous for memes. Robert Daganov.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Dagobert, I think.
I go,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
I think he was also on Daniel Small Bets community. Are you on
yeah.
Small
Now
Bets
he's on
community
Threads
now?
as well.
Ah, he's on
No,
Threads,
I'm
yeah.
not on. No,
Okay.
I'm not on that community. I think I'll get there in the Black Friday sale this year. I have
Yeah,
those
you're gonna
plans.
like it. I think you
Yeah,
are sharing the same mindset. Yeah. Do you think you were successful?
not yet, to be honest.
Yeah. How would you define success then?
I think success is mostly being at peace with what you do. I think if I'm making a living like, Justin Welsh, like if I don't have to do, I mean, yeah, I don't know if Justin Welsh does consultations right now. I mean, he used to do those before. But I think
Yeah.
if I'm able to make just money from just my content and not do a lot of freelancing work, then I would define that as success. Because again, in freelancing, it's like you're renting your time to work for someone else. It's
Yeah.
kind of like a job, but not completely a job.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if I'm making everything just from my content itself organically, that would be a dream life, but not for now.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish you that, man. I wish that you can
Yeah,
achieve that.
let's see how it goes.
Yeah. What's the hardest? Building an info product or a product? And by that I mean a SaaS. Did you already try to build a SaaS?
No, I've built some free AI tools these days, but yeah, they are not like a SaaS. I'm just understanding what my audience really likes since I'm like building some free tools, testing how they work. So yeah, of course, I think the SaaS is hard
Mm.
because I mean yeah, both. Okay, so I think the SaaS is harder because again, I mean, not everyone would be able to even build it using no code. I mean, we all know that
Mm-hmm.
people can build SaaS using Bubble and all of that, but
Yeah.
not everyone can do that. But an information product is easier because you just need like even if someone is using Google Docs, you can just like write out everything on a Google
Yes.
Doc and
Yeah.
just sell it, right? So yeah, I think that's where it is easier. Also, if you've seen Danny Postma, he had recently just launched a pre-sale of his SEO course. So he just created a landing page of the information product. He didn't even, create the information product, and he made like $100,000 in the pre-sale itself. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I think, with the no code and AI and everything we see here will decrease the level of complexity to build a product. So I do think that the more easy it becomes to build a product, the harder it becomes to distribute it. And by that I mean the
mm,
marketing side. And I do believe that in the future we will need to really work, and I try to do that with marketing and content creation because it's actually the core of distribution. Yeah, I see this, building is becoming easier and easier, and
easy.
distribution harder and harder to catch attention, eyeballs. You need a lot of, yeah, craft master skills to really hook the people. That's why I'm very impressive about what you're doing on Twitter, on LinkedIn.
Thank you.
It's crazy. All right, what should I pay attention to info product? Because actually, I'm more into building a SaaS guy, kind of, because I do product management and product building. But I'm thinking about info products more and more. I'm like, yeah, because it's rapid iteration, you can ship faster. What should I pay attention to? Most
Okay,
important thing.
so I'll say from two perspectives here. Let's say you're a person who's like Danny Postma again, like who has a lot of work experience. People can trust you blindly. So even if you prepare like let's say a 20-page talk or even a 30-page talk on what you're good at, I think people will just blindly buy it from you. So this is for people who have a lot of experience in the field. Like even Justin Welch, he had like 15 years
Yeah.
of sales experience. So he also helps people learn copywriting and all of that. So I think that is one angle of selling information, building and selling information products. And then the other angle is like when you're a young person like me who people cannot trust easily. So you'll have to, I think, build a portfolio of information products, and then you'll have to see and understand what people are liking, what people are not liking, what I can build more of, what I should just, delete from my Gumroad account.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this is the way I think could work. And also, say today you're in a new field, like let's say today you're creating information products on AI. So if you've seen last year, people were creating just small information products on AI. Today, if you see this rundown university, so he has like more than 100 courses and he's selling it at like I think $100 per month. Then there is
Oh,
Bench Fights. So
who?
Bench Fights is selling 250 AI courses at $200 per month, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, 250 courses at $200 per month. So I mean, it's a huge bank of courses. It's not just one course at $200. So I mean, yeah, again, there are like different angles to build and sell these courses. Also, if you see this guy AI solopreneur, like he had planned
Ole.
his launch. Yeah, Ole. Yeah, he had planned his information product launch really well. Like
Yeah.
he had basically first he like interviewed like potential customers. Then he had done a soft launch. He had done a teaser
Yeah.
launch, like I'm going to be launching this product. And then once
Yeah.
he launched it, he also marketed it really well because the top creators were also talking about that. Top creators were retweeting about his product and all of that. He didn't need
Mm.
product and then all these things. Yeah, I mean, it's like different ways to launch a different info product, but I would say the best way to launch is just to build a massive info product and then test if it's working with your audience or not. So what I think is that if people are really liking the free version, they would love to get the paid version too. And people would also tip you generally on these information products. So I know a creator, I won't
Mm-hmm.
take his name. So he has most of his information products on Notion, sorry, on Gumroad are free, and he has
Yeah.
earned $40,000 just from tips and donations on his information products. So I mean,
Oh,
people pay if they like it. So I
okay,
mean,
that's
I won't
interesting.
take the name of the dude, but
No, no,
yeah,
no, no, no problem. It's like a
yeah. I mean,
Patreon of buy me a coffee. Like it's like donation.
mm,
Yeah.
so yeah, if people like it, they would pay you. Like, there's nothing about that. So I mean, that would also help you understand that if people are giving so many tips and donations, then why won't they just buy it if I launch a paid version?
Yeah, that's interesting. Interesting thing. I've done kind of the same stuff. I've built like written sorry a playbook on a certain specific topic for free on Notion. And then I share the link on my LinkedIn profile. And I'm like, okay, now maybe I should do the version 2 and reach those to
Mm,
previous people and say, okay, thanks for the feedback, thanks for the insight. This is version 2, but this time it's gonna be pay. You need to pay for the second version because I'm gonna upgrade it with AI and prompt and stuff like that. But for you guys, because you downloaded the free version before, here's a discount code. And then you
mm.
have like 1 week to decide if you're gonna buy it with the discount. After that, no discount anymore. Do you think it is suitable strategy, viable strategy?
I mean, I think that you should at least give it to free for people who had got it earlier. But then I
Yeah.
think you can do something like there is this cheat sheet guy on LinkedIn who, sells cheat sheets. I mean, I've not purchased his cheat
Oh,
sheets, but
yeah,
so
Kevin
yeah,
from
Kevin.
Namelist. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, what he has stated on his landing page is that like you buy this pack for like $39, you get all the cheat sheets, all the like I mean Figma files for all LinkedIn carousels,
Mm.
templates, whatever. And then I mean when I'll be launching new products, you'll still be getting access. So it feels like a lifetime membership and you'll still be getting more and more valuable content. So I think yeah, that's a good strategy to
Yeah,
follow.
that's a good strategy. Yeah, I was thinking like a one lifetime payment. I don't like to have like
Mhm.
recurring. I prefer to say, okay, you just give me like $20 and you have access on the playbook and all the upcoming updates on it, and then you're good. I think it's better. I think it's a nice way. But yeah,
Yeah.
I should check the
Because
cheat sheet. It was $1 before. Increase the price.
okay. Yeah, it's $39 right now, I guess. But he's giving the access to all cheat sheets and templates, I guess. That's why he's charging that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Because I was thinking like, okay, we have this solopreneur movement right now. A lot of people are starting freelance, like I did. The hard part sometimes is to dedicate some time to content creation, which is very hard actually when you have like a full-time gig. What tips do you have like for freelancers to diversify their income streams, with info product or digital content? Like, oh,
And so I would first suggest them to focus on, creating content instead of selling information products because I mean, if people are not reading your free content, why would they go towards the paid content? So, I mean, that's the first reason. And the second reason about information products is that, like, many times people, request you in DMs, like, can you please help me learn this? So, that's an information product
mm,
idea. Like once you start getting those DMs regularly, like I used to get one DM which was like, how do you do so many comments on Twitter?
yeah,
And
yeah,
today there is a girl on LinkedIn who is selling this service of just doing comments and community engagement for her clients.
really, okay,
Yeah, and
okay.
she's like getting good clients. So I mean, even just by commenting, you can make good money these days. So
This is
Yeah, I
there
mean,
is a
and also the great part is that she has created a lead magnet, which is how to write better comments on LinkedIn, something like that, or like comments to cash. I don't know the name, but yeah, it's something related to this itself. So, I mean, just start with a small topic, see how that works, and mostly what happens is that your audience tells you. So her audience used to ask her that, how do you do so many comments? How are your comments so good? How your comments always rank on top in each and every creator's comment section?
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, since her audience asked her, she created a lead magnet. Once she created a magnet, she got a client just to do comments. So I mean, the
Mm,
internet is crazy. Like, yeah,
yeah.
first start with your content, then your audience will let you know what you want to do. Then the third step is that create your lead magnet based on the audience's questions.
Yep.
And then the fourth thing is that yeah, just get a client if your lead magnet works well. So I'll give another
Mm,
example. I've launched a freebie on LinkedIn, which is like 91 ways to make money online. I posted it today itself. I mean, it's not a giveaway. I will just put the link there.
nice.
So this was based on a post I did last week. Last week I did a post of 100 ways to make money online and posted on LinkedIn. It got like 50,000 views. And then one girl DM'd me like, do you have a detailed like explanation of all of these 100 ways? So I was like, let me work for a week. I could not get to
Yeah.
all 100 ways because I mean I'm not a genius or even ChatGPT won't give all accurate information. So I could
No.
just create for 91 ways and I just posted it today and it's working well. So I mean it was that
Man.
one DM that converted into an lead
Yeah. So
magnet.
from one DM, done the research, but you did like a little symbol. You didn't do the 90, but you just took like first 10. Or which numbers did you say? I can't
No,
remember,
I
but
took
okay.
like from 100 I took
Oh,
91.
wait. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. 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 That,
Yeah.
I love it. You did that work. Yeah. That's interesting. Did you make it payable or was it for free?
Yeah, it's free, it's free. It's I
Okay.
created it on Notion itself.
Okay. Awesome. That's crazy. Makes me think about what you say about like something you have also on your Gumroad store, something called like Skitty Cash, right? Something like that.
Yeah, skill guess
Um,
how I made money online and what were my experiences basically based on
yeah,
that.
yeah. I was like, that's interesting. How to teach like how to make money online with your skills. So based on that, like, what are the most risky money making opportunities? And I mean by that, the one you can spend hours without any return on investment. You know what for which opportunity should I chase as a new side hustler starting off for a quick win?
I mean, again, it depends. It depends on the time that one has for the side hustle and the skills one has. Like, let's say today, let's say a person is a good, really good. Let's say he or she is a really good software developer and has a lot of years of experience.
Hmm.
Then I think that person can like monetize easily. I mean, there's not a lot of work which should go there. I mean, as a side hustle, you can get a freelancer easy. Let's say you're working as a software developer at Google, you just need a small web development gig. You can get that easily. But let's say today you're a beginner who doesn't have a lot of experience, and
Yeah.
even your niche I mean, even the previous work experience you had was not very helpful. So, I mean, the best way to get started, I would say, is just be a VA. Like a virtual assistant, I think, is the easiest way to, at least get some like experience. Or else, like I had given you this example of the girl who was just doing commenting on LinkedIn. I mean,
I mean,
that's an easy thing. Anyone can just, write a comment. You just don't need to write AI comments and all of that. You need to ensure that the community of your client is like very well nurtured in order to help more or get more sales. So I mean, yeah, you can start with small services like virtual assistants or let's say like just these commenting or else even with ghostwriting. But for ghostwriting again, you need to, help them get good results, like get them good number of views on social media and all of that, which is a lot of headaches. So I would say start with virtual assistants, which is
okay.
quite easy to get started with.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I was trying, with you've done finance, so maybe you can understand that. I was trying with ChatGPT to say, based on all online making, opportunities like a newsletter, freelancing, a podcast, and so on, whatever. And I told ChatGPT, okay, can you do a graph of a portfolio management? Do you remember this swoosh that you have? Like you have this optimum portfolio asset management with bonds and action. If you take the whole stocks in the world, you have this optimum somewhere. And I tried to ask ChatGPT, okay, draw me, give me the graph, and show me by the riskiest, opportunities to the lowest risky. And actually, he put like SaaS really like on the top right corner. Making a SaaS is like the most risky thing you can do to make money online.
Yeah, I mean,
And
it's
then
hard, man. It's hard.
yeah, and the thing that was less risky, I think, was like newsletter. I don't know why the newsletter
Okay.
for ChatGPT was less risky. I don't know why, because you still have to, sponsoring.
Mm.
Yeah, but okay. According to ChatGPT, newsletter super easy. SaaS building not easy. What's your most successful info product so far?
So yeah, again, it's okay. The most successful one is I think I created this information product about tweet templates. So that is the most successful one, and the other one is ChatGPT, again prompt templates. So I think whatever kind of templates I'm selling, they perform the best.
Awesome.
Again, yeah,
What?
but they were like huge curations. Like even in the Twitter tweet templates were like 500 tweet templates, and the ChatGPT prompts also they were like more than 1,000 prompts. So yeah.
Okay, I was going to ask you why those ones, according to you, but I think it's the work that you put before all the research and all the creation. Yeah. What's the? Do you have like an epic fail? What's your epic fail that you don't want to talk about?
I mean, yeah, it was that. It's that database which I had launched initially, like in my initial days. I mean, it performed well on production, but when I had just launched on Twitter, like no one was interested. I mean, people didn't even buy the free version because there was a free version and a paid version. So
Yeah.
people even didn't buy the free version, which was the most epic failure. I was like, who's going to
Yeah.
buy now?
Sometimes you have to test the willingness to pay, which is
Yeah.
sometimes hard to make content for free because you say, oh yeah, it's gonna be free. All that time invested in nothing, zero return investment. But sometimes there's something else than money. It's eyeballs and
Yeah, I
yeah,
think most of the
attention.
times, even your information product doesn't reach the ideal customer persona. So that's the thing.
Yeah, I've seen how you have like newsletter Technobiz Vault. Can you talk a bit about that? Like,
Hmm.
what is exactly what do you share there? We should read that.
And so again, I kind of like spend most of my day learning about like trending tech news or like online business news and what's really trending in these days in tech and online business. So I was like, let me just so first my idea was like let's just curate my learning resources, whatever I'm collecting for
Hmm.
every week. So I just created a newsletter, I mean an email issue on that. The first email issue performed well, the second email issue didn't perform well. So I was like, okay, then I also used to like get some replies on my newsletters, and
Yeah.
one of the persons said that you should create it on one topic every week. So if you see, I mean, on the newsletter website earlier, like it was quite generic. Like I used to just mix up different kind of learning issues there, learning resources there, and then I moved to like one topic per week. So like last week it was like faceless YouTube automation channels, learning resources and tools that you can use. Then before that, it was like for artificial intelligence, what are the best learning resources? And then before that, it was like, I think it was for creating a newsletter, what are the best learning resources you can use in order to learn about a newsletter business. So yeah, those are actually performing better now, like creating on one particular topic every week. But now I'm planning to like add more and more number of resources because the click rate that I'm getting is really good because it's just kind of a curation. Like my
Hmm.
content is such a curation. So
Nice.
that is why I think it's working really well. Like the click rate is better than my last year's newsletter, which I had last year. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, compound.
Yeah.
Compound. Compounding. What's your favorite tech stack for info products?
And for now, it's like just Gumroad, Canva,
Okay.
Uh,
Canva, Gumroad.
and then Ideogram, Midjourney. And I mean, just to create the graphics, I use Ideogram and Midjourney, also logos at times. Then,
Okay.
yeah, to create, I mean, just to write and create the information product, it's just Motion itself. I
Yeah.
also used Brandboard a lot before, but I'm not using it these days because, I mean, I'm able to work better with Canva.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
You were using ClickUp right back then, right?
yeah, now I'll move
Yeah.
to the.
Yeah, yeah. That's right. It's pretty handy. Do you have like
Hmm.
a favorite tech stack for content creation? Like, do you use like Taplio, TweetHunter, EasyGen, Magic Post, any of them?
So yeah, I use Tapio. I also use Tweet Hunter for Twitter. I also use Typefully for Twitter because sometimes Tweet Hunter fails. Tweet Hunter basically helps me a lot with like getting content inspiration.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's there. Then I also use this Chrome extension called SuperX, but I'm not a paying user of it. I'm just using the free version for now. And
Okay.
I was also I was also a paying member for Black Magic, but I've stopped using it these days because I mean Black Magic and Super X are just the same. They just help you get better content analytics. And then for LinkedIn, I use Clio and WX, which are again both Chrome extensions, but then they help you understand and find the best content performing for any creator. So yeah, again for LinkedIn, I also use this tool called AI carousels, which is really good to,
Mm,
create well-designed carousels easily.
yep.
I had also used content tricks in the past, but then since AI carousels has was working better for me, then I stopped using content tricks to create carousels. And then for content creation, there is Canva.
Yeah. Really handy.
Yeah, just and then yeah, also perplexity. Yeah, I
Yeah, I
always
was going
get
to
bad
ask
at
you.
pronouncing
Do
it.
you have AI
So
tools like Perplexity or
yeah,
Perplexity is nice for research?
I have the pro version because you get it free like with LinkedIn Premium, like the annual plan.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm using that. I have ChatGPT. I also have Claude 3.5. So it's a
listen.
huge tech stack.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like that's very interesting. Like
And there is
your
also
yeah.
this easy folders kind of a Chrome extension for
Mm-hmm.
ChatGPT, which I use to just, save my old chats with ChatGPT. Let's say I'm brainstorming for content creation. So I have a folder for that. I have a folder for fitness. I also have a folder for like just managing my productivity. Like, did I actually perform well today or should I work better? So yeah.
Awesome. I actually started something with I tried something yesterday. I don't know if you use a lot of tabs, but when I go online, I always end up with 4 windows, Chrome windows with 20 tabs.
Hmm. Yeah, I think I
And
use some tab manager. I'm not sure what the name is. But yeah, I think I have a
uh,
tab manager as well.
but I
Yeah.
wanted to have something very like lean and very minimal. So what I did, I asked ChatGPT, okay, I want to have one thing, one feature, which is when I click, the whole window will save this as a folder, in the tabs, with the date. And I code the Chrome extension like in 1 hour and a half, and I had this, and I know I'm using this Chrome
Oh,
extension that I
nice. Nice.
did myself. I was like, oh, this is good actually. It works. I'm like, this is crazy. So I do think that with AI we're gonna be able to build software and these micro SaaS, but lightweight, very very easily. I was like, maybe I should raise it for free. Would be an idea. I will put the link in the description.
Cool.
All right. Do you use any tools for landing page?
I mean, I used Typedream last year, but then I think since Beehive has acquired it this year, I think the prices will increase, so I won't be using that. Most of my landing pages are on Gumroad itself, and I'm using a website called Digicel. I mean, I've just purchased the plan yesterday. I mean,
Yeah.
their paid plan yesterday to like host my main domain, shushantlakyani.com there. I mean, I don't think
Mm.
it has been done yet, but yeah, it should today. But yeah, before Digicel, I was using Zap.ai, which is a link in bio, but I mean, you can list everything that you have in a very well organized manner.
Yeah.
Before that, I was having my main landing page was just on Typewritten, but I stopped using it because Beehive has acquired it again and it might get more expensive. So, yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, Typewritten is really good if one needs to, just get started.
Yeah. And I think also oh yeah, we might have some product builders here in the room listening to the podcast, and I get like I hear most of the time that product earns is a lot of work to launch a product there. It's very hard, but actually you've ranked like top 10 on product earned like more than 10 times. Can you maybe explain like what's the secret? How do you launch
I
on
mean,
product earned?
yeah, I mean, I have ranked 10 times, but I've also failed many times. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, that's also there. Regarding product and launches, the first thing is that their customer support team was really good in the past. Now it's really bad. So, if someone
Hmm.
is, launching any product there, but they are not asking their customer support team if it would be featured or not, that is like, I mean, that's mostly not going to, because I think a better strategy which I used to follow before was that I used to ask them a week in advance that if I'm launching this, would you be featuring this or not?
Yeah.
So most of the times, I mean, if they said yes, then only I would go forward to launch it. Otherwise, I won't even launch it. I would just keep it on my Gumroad, or I would not even keep it on my Gumroad. I would just ask them like, what should I do so that it could be launched on product, and what more do you need, or like why is it not as per like why is it not following your policies? What is wrong? So Now I
Mm.
don't think people can do that because the product and customer support is really bad. That's why, we are seeing new launch platforms like micro launch
Yeah.
being, I mean, these platforms are coming up. There's also another platform named Top AI Rank, which is again for launching AI products.
Okay.
So
Nice.
I
Didn't know
think,
that one.
yeah, I mean, because of product not being that good these days, because if you see, like, mostly funded startups are only coming up on product these days.
Mm.
Even Dan Kolkov had launched I think a SaaS which he had launched I think last month, and his wife was the community member of product until I mean
Mm.
last year, and even their product was not featured. Like the SaaS product was not featured.
Wow.
So
That's a strong message.
yeah,
Wow, that's crazy.
so yeah, I mean, production is not that great these days, but I think
Yeah.
even if someone is launching anything, just ask them once, like if production will feature it or not. I'll give another example. So I used to do these production consultations as well last year, but yeah, I had stopped them later. So the reason I had stopped them was because I had planned like a really launch for a really good SaaS, and we had everything set up, like whole DM campaigns were set up, and like we knew how to get the rank on the top on the launch day. But then what production did on the launch day was that they featured their launch after 7 hours of the product launch. So I mean, for the first 7 hours the product was not featured, so they didn't get any sales, and it didn't help them even though we got to the third rank, I
That
mean, of the
hurts.
day. So yeah, product hunt is not that great these days. I think people must try launching on like multiple platforms, not just
Yeah.
rely on product hunt.
What's the name
Yeah.
again of the AI specialized platform?
Top AI rank.
Top AI game. Yeah, there's also this trend about AI rappers, you know. What do you think about
Mm,
AI rapper?
I think they were just trending because I mean I've been like since many of these AI rappers were my sponsors as well for my like tweets and LinkedIn posts.
Mm.
So I keep talking to many of them, but what I've got to know is that most of these rappers have gotten easily like replaced by ChatGPT. So I'll give an example. So there was this AI tool which was used for which can the founder of that tool had reached out to me that like I want you to promote it, but then again, GPT-4 was launched, and people could like basically simulate interviews just by talking to ChatGPT. And
Yeah.
so in a week itself, he told me that please refund my money. ChatGPT has just like stolen away my startup idea. So yeah, it didn't work for him, even though he had built the entire platform and like it was completely done. Yeah,
That's it. Like, it makes me
that's
think
quite
like
hard.
the chat about like we had like one guest last week. Maybe you know him, Martin Donaggio Burke is a guy, and he did like a featuring with Mark Lu. I think you know him because he's on
Okay, okay.
and they did like a kind of a chat. That was an epic fail, well, not the real fail because it worked, but then they shut it down. They made like kind of a Nava Ravikant chat bot, but at the really beginning of the, and actually it's got pretty wide in India apparently. I didn't know that because we are in France,
Yeah.
you know, it's not like in Europe. We based in Europe, so we don't know about India, but actually it took off. And but that it shut it off because a lot of people were asking questions like mothers for their children. My child wants to stop, wants to drop out, wants to work on a startup. What should I say to him? Stuff like that. He told me that I was like, wow, this is crazy. On the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, rappers.
Mm.
Crazy. Do you delegate part of your work or do you do everything alone?
Yeah, I mean, for now, I'm doing everything alone.
Wow, impressive. All right, that's interesting. We talked about like the evolution of the platform like Product Hunt. We also would like to talk about like LinkedIn platform. Because as a LinkedIn top voice, you know, you've seen the evolution of the content on the platform. How do you see the future of content creation on LinkedIn? What's gonna
Mm,
shift in 2024?
I mean, for now, I'm saying LinkedIn become kind of, Instagram. So, like, what happens is that once you post something for the first initial, let's say, hours, like, I think it gets distributed to a sample audience. And then
Yeah.
if the post works, then it gets distributed to more people and it gets distributed to more people over the days. So I'll give an
Mm,
example. Like, let's say if I had posted something last week and it was really good, I'm getting likes on that post today as well. Like it's
yeah.
getting views today too. So I think it's kind of turning into Instagram or YouTube, because if you see YouTube videos even from 1 year, get recommended to you on the homepage.
Yeah.
So I think it would end up becoming like Instagram, but not completely Instagram, but I think a combination of threads and Instagram where you'll have like posts and then you'll have
Mm,
like posts with carousels, posts with images, then you also have a video
videos.
tab. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it looks like videos are more and more trendy. So maybe one day we'll see stuff. The certain point they
Mm,
launched like videos, but then they stopped promoting it in the algorithm, and carousel was like the thing they wanted to promote more in the algorithms. Still like that,
I
but
mean,
okay.
I think about carousels that many people, spend a lot of time just going through the carousels or, reading them. But on a video, it's like if people aren't hooked in the first 3 or 4 seconds, they swipe up.
Mm.
So since carousels have a better time retention, they might perform better, but not always.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I'm still thinking, I'm still processing the thing. Yeah. What do we believe are the key factors that bring value to the audience?
So I think what brings key value to the audience is when they save and repost your post. Or else if they
Mm.
DM, like that girl had DM me last week, can you please explain in detail all of these 100 ways to make money online? I was like, I don't have any such resource and I can't just explain in one DM.
Yeah.
So I told her that I'll be working on creating something. So yeah, I think that is the best thing that you can get. Like, let's say if you have an email newsletter, if someone replies to your welcome email that I would like to get this in your, email newsletter, that's good. That's
Yeah.
validation. Then again, if anyone also, I mean, for content, let's say for LinkedIn content, I won't go far from that. I think for LinkedIn content, people must just focus on these two things, which are to create posts that get sales or
Yeah.
shares. People must either bookmark it or they must either repost it. Anything
Mm.
apart from that doesn't matter today in the algorithm, to be honest.
Okay. Do you use AI to create your LinkedIn post? Do you incorporate AI into your content process?
I mean, I use AI where I don't use AI a lot to write hooks because I mean, I just create my hooks based on what I think would perform really well.
Okay.
I use AI to format my post better. So let's say I'll give an example. Let's say I'm writing a post about 10 or let's say 20 ways to be productive, and the LinkedIn character limit is like 3,000 characters. You can't write more than that.
Yeah.
So I use AI to format that post in such a way that it still sends the message properly. Like all the 20 ways are covered, the message is still sent properly, and I also meet the character limit. So I use
Okay.
AI to, let's say, rewrite my text in a better way.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting
Yeah.
because sometimes it smells AI. It smells plastic, right? So I'm like, how to avoid that? It smells plastic. Like it's very like a
Yeah, I
true
mean, if you're just
like
using it for rewriting, I don't think it should cause a lot of
yeah,
like, I mean, it won't look a lot like it's just purely AI generated.
yeah, interesting. What do you think are the future trends in content creation?
I think we see these faceless YouTube channels rise a lot
Mm.
because
Yeah.
I mean, once like Runway is getting better, then we have Blink, we will also be getting Sora in a few months. Then more and more AI video generators will come up that will generate, I don't know, I mean, they'll generate more and more realistic videos, but yeah, I think this will just give a rise to a lot of faceless YouTube, Instagram, TikTok channels, and also on Twitter and LinkedIn, we'll see a lot of like, these faceless video content creators
Yeah.
coming up.
Yeah.
So I think that's a huge. I mean, also they'll be monetized easily. I don't think like there will be any action because like AI will be used everywhere. I think even Mr. Beast might be using AI at least to create his intros or trailers or teasers. Because even Marvel had used AI to create the teaser of no, not the teaser, like the intro of one of its TV series. I don't remember the name. But yeah, Marvel had recently used and they were trolled, but I think in the future, like it would be too common. People won't be able to notice that, this is AI generated,
Yeah.
it looks not realistic.
True.
So in video generators, and I think like that's a major trend. But apart from that, I also think like since the last week, you might have seen Cursor is trending on Twitter. Like I mean, programmers have been using Cursor AI. If you
Ah,
might have seen.
cursor. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I love it.
So
Yeah, you're the third guest that mentioned cursor on this podcast. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, since it's quite trending now, I think like
It
we
is.
see many such programmers who will claim that, like I have created this, I mean, this SaaS or whatever, like just by using Cursor plus Replit plus Claude 3.5 Sonnet, just this. three tool stack. So I think we'll see more such creators or even let's say indie makers coming up.
Yep.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
think these are the two major trends which I see, but I think AI will also have a major impact in healthcare, but like I'm not able to, like I haven't
Yeah.
ever I didn't get a deep dive into healthcare because I'm not able to understand the
Mm.
application in depth. So yeah, I think AI will have a major in healthcare too. I don't know how well it will have that, how positively it will have it. Yeah, it will be there, but I think the negative side to this will be that we'll be seeing many deepfakes coming up, many fake images popping up. Because if you see Grok 2.0, it's
Yeah. Did you see that?
creating images of politicians and all of that.
That's hilarious. That Kamala and
Yeah, I think
Trump.
deepfakes is the major concern here.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. Maybe we'll use AI to try to avoid AI abuse. But yeah, it's gonna be each time we create something, you have like this cat and
Mhm.
mouse game.
I also think that many AI, like if you see Meta AI's like AI image generator, they have this watermark on every AI generated image. But I mean, people can easily remove it using, Canva's magic eraser tool. So
Mm,
even watermarks are going to help them.
yeah. Sometimes I wonder, like, if we have like, and we can have like all the content we want, all the knowledge we want, or everything, yeah, it's kind of not got in a pocket, but kind of, yeah, it's a super powerful tool. Why is it content creation and still popular? Why are content creators still popular? Because if you want to have all the information you want, you can have it. So why?
Content creators are popular because people don't know what content they want to consume many times.
Mm,
Like if you see Rowan Cheung's post, like it's just like viral or like yeah, mostly viral news. But then people don't know that they wanted to actually see this news. They just hop on the post, it comes on
yeah.
their feed, and they were like, "Wow, okay, this happens." Or else, let's say today I'm posting, let's say, an deep fake video just to inform the audience that this has happened. So they would first be amazed, like, "Oh, this has happened," and that would intrigue them to check it. Like I don't think ChatGPT would normally just take them to the deepfake video because, I mean, it
Mm,
depends how ChatGPT curates their feed as well. So if ChatGPT gets to a point where it curates a feed as good as social media, then I think people will need content creators.
yeah, that's interesting because I was like, okay, so that's because if we sum it up as like, so it's like people don't know or they don't know what they want, right? So content creators know better than them what they should read, what they want, what they desire, what they need. Sometimes that's very like it's just
Mm.
psychological trick. So that's very very interesting because actually, if one day we have like AI that goes that way, that becomes proactive, do you think we're gonna replace creators like by AI that's gonna provide the content you need, you want before you even express the need or the desire?
Yeah, I mean, that could be a future, but again, I think there would be some problems because people need something and people don't really know always what they need. Like, I'll give an example.
Mm,
So I had posted this post on LinkedIn about, let's say, 10 ChatGPT prompts for document analysis. And people like, I didn't even know all of these 10 use cases could be there for using ChatGPT for document analysis. So, yeah,
that's
that's it.
yeah, like the need, and I'm thinking like, what impact should it have on intentional life? Like if you have like something on your face and you don't want to see it or you don't want to read it and you got it anyway, it's the same with content creation. Like when is when are you intentional life? Like if you want to have something, you search for it. If you don't, then I mean it's not in your intention. It's like you're not living intentionally. You're like you're not reading the content intentionally. You're just what I mean? Okay,
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
that's
people are mindlessly scrolling, but I think that is what happens. I mean, when people say that, let's say, Meta's algorithm knows more about you than you know about yourself, that's because the Meta's algorithm goes through
yeah,
your mind every day. It understands what mood you are in today, what content you would like to consume, which type of content in that like content bucket you would like to consume, and all of that.
yeah. That's very interesting. And sometimes you like this other content of everybody. Do you experience fear of missing out, FOMO, sometimes?
Yeah, I do. Like, I think it happens on a daily basis, when you see corporates party all night and go on vacations easily, and then you have to write a thread for your
Yeah,
client. So, yeah,
yeah.
that because I mean, in freelancing, yeah, there's this negative thing that you cannot take breaks as you want. Like in
True.
corporate, you can, you just say that I'll be on leave, I'll just block my calendar from this day to that day, and like
Yeah.
people are like, okay, cool. But in freelancing, that doesn't happen because it depends on the client, and also you have to retain the client, so you can't really force the client to take it. Yeah.
That's also, we were talking about like the 9 to 5 and that thing, but that's a kind of also 9 to 5. Sometimes you also feel trapped. So I think there is no, we talked previously about freedom and the way like remote work, it's important, family, and the way that you can decide on your agenda, what to put on your agenda. But sometimes you also have this pressure. So freedom is never achieved. Like, it's like you can choose your own prison, but you're never free of the prison. You
Yeah.
can choose
So,
size
but
of
I
the
think the prison can also get luxurious at times, for people, I mean, who are just at the top of the table, who don't have to do a lot of manual work. So
Yep.
for them, the prison is relatively better than ours.
Yes. You have like luxury prison. You can choose the suite
Right.
VIP jail. Yeah. Do you compare yourself to other creators sometimes?
I mean, yeah, I do that on a daily basis
Yes.
because
I would say.
because I keep analyzing like every other creator's profile. So I
Yeah.
keep analyzing what's working for this or
How do
that.
you?
But then I also think, like I had posted the same thing 4 days ago. Why didn't it work for me? So yeah, the comparison happens.
Yeah. Sometimes I think it's like the same with a product. You launch a product on the market, the same product, the same spec. 3 months later, or 3 months before, a top or a flop, because you have this randomness. Human beings are random, and I think you have also this random factor that plays a lot in content creation, but also in SaaS building and product building. When you launch, you never know. It's like stochastic
I think it
word.
also depends if the right audience needs your product at that point of time, if they are facing that pain point or not.
Yeah, you have some parameters, settings you can play a bit of it, but yeah.
Yeah.
um, yeah. How do you maintain your well-being then? As a content creator and freelancer, what's your weekly planning? How do you handle your energy?
Okay, so I think that has been like fine-tuned with practice. But then earlier I used to face a lot of like troubles because, sometimes I had to write a thread at 1 a.m. at night and I used to feel sleepy. I was like, no, I can't do this right now. But then now I think like with time, with understanding, like my body has also adopted, I think, to this structure that, okay, your freelance client might need a thread at 1 a.m. at night, so you'll have to be there. So
Mhm.
I think that is where, apart from that, I think I hit the gym, which lets me sleep more peacefully at night. Like when you lift heavy weights, you get a better and a more peaceful sleep. So, yeah, I
Okay.
think that is there. Then they also use a productivity tool called Benji.so, where, there's a community of people who just like keep sharing daily small achievements. Like someone has lost like half kgs. So they keep sharing that. Someone shares about like, I fasted for 16 hours. So people keep sharing such
Mm.
small things. And I think I like Benji.so for that reason, that community is very supportive and people keep sharing their small like lifestyle achievements, which is really good, which keeps me motivated as well.
Mm.
And also
I
then, yeah,
like
my friends who keep sharing memes and yeah, it
those
keeps me.
guys. Lifestyle app. That's interesting. Do you have like a lifestyle design? What do you put in the center of the life?
My lifestyle design is based on like time and energy management. Like let's say today, so I also reach out to sponsors. So reaching out to sponsors is an easy thing to do. So I do it at night. And then like let's say I put the top priority things in the morning. Like let's say it's creating content for Twitter or like LinkedIn. So these are the things I do in the morning because content creation requires more concentration as compared to just reaching out to sponsors or talking to people.
Mm.
So I mean, I focus on a time and energy balance, like doing the right thing at the right time for which I would have the appropriate amount of energy for it. For example, like as I said earlier, if I won't have much concentration power at night, I won't work on content creation at night. Unless there is a client task. So for that I work, but not for my personal content, yeah.
That's interesting. How do you recharge then? You said PlayStation. Sleep. Do you have other things? Do you recharge your battery?
I mean, I think it's just the gym, like meeting new people there, talking to them, like
Okay.
then comparing who is lifting more weights. So yeah,
It brings you energy, right?
yeah.
Oh, then what drains you energy?
That's a nice question. I think what drains my energy are these product launches. I'll give an example. So I had posted this thread about like Canva's event like 4 months ago,
Yeah.
and not 4 months, I think it was 2 months ago something. Canva Create was happening at like 12 a.m. at the night for me, like in my time. So I was
Mm.
like, I think I should create a thread on this, but then it was already 12. I didn't have the energy, but I still worked on it. So I think these product launch events that keep happening for me in the night are like
Yeah.
quite, even GPT-4 was launched like at 12 a.m. in the night. Yeah, I think that drains my energy. How could I even watch and understand what's going on?
That's crazy. Do you have any routines? Any habits?
Yeah, I mean, I have many habits, but most of them are like common, like creating content, reaching out to sponsors,
Mm.
and then
Yeah.
again, like, yeah, one good habit is that I try to plan my entire next day. So, I mean, today itself, I'll try to plan my entire next day. So, I think that's a good habit I have. I track my water intake, I'm tracking my food intake. I think, yeah, these are just some small habits to keep me more
Nice.
productive.
No, that's crazy. And what's your typical weekly planning then? So do you work from Monday to Sunday, or do you take 2 days break, like weekends? How do you
No,
feel?
weekends for now. But I mean, I don't have any client calls on weekends. There are no sponsors,
Mm.
sponsor work on weekends as well. So weekends are mostly like where I plan what I'll be doing the next week. But then, yeah, I work throughout the entire week, like Monday to Sunday. And then
Okay.
for next week, I just see if I can. Yeah, for now, I have created an operating system where you like plan my entire next week's content a week in advance on every Sunday. I just plan my LinkedIn and Twitter content for the next week. Like this week's
Oh,
was done on last Sunday itself.
interesting. So on Sunday you do kind of a batch, and then on Monday you release the start.
Everything is posted automatically, like it's scheduled.
That's good. How do you schedule it? With Tapio or?
And for Twitter, I have Typefully because Tweet Hunter fails sometimes. I don't know why this happens, but for
Yeah,
LinkedIn, I have Tapio. Yeah.
yeah, Tapio works well. Or I mean, so in the morning you do focus. You're more in the morning. You're more a morning guy. Sorry.
Yeah.
So you focus on really focus task in the morning. What do you do in the morning from you start at 8, 7, 5 a.m.? Do you do
And
like a morning marathon?
I started around 9 a.m. because I have a US client, so I have to
Yeah.
talk to him night a lot of times. So that's why I wake up late. I started around 9 a.m. I do some content creation for myself. I do some content creation for him. And then yeah, it's just gym time in the afternoon. My
Mm.
morning is just all gone in content creation. So yeah, it's like 2:30 p.m. I mean, I go for the gym and then I come back by 5:30. Then I post on. I mean, my LinkedIn content is automatically posted. I just check if everything is fine,
Yep.
and then yeah, day continues.
Okay. All right. Rinse, repeat. All right, man. That was interesting. We are heading the end of the episode. So I'm gonna ask you some questions, and you can answer them more quickly if you want, if you wish. So let's go. Where are you in 5 years, and what do you do?
I don't know, but I think in 5 years I'll be working on a lot of projects. I think I'll be doing services as well, but I think we see more multi-service solopreneurs coming up. Like if you know this person, if you know Baked Design on Twitter, so this
No.
guy has. I mean, this guy also does like not only design but also like copywriting, and I think these agencies will also like include social media management, then also
Yep.
software development end to end. I think I also will be working on something like this where I'll just manage one client in one niche, or let's say two high ticket clients, but then I'll manage everything for them. So I think I'll be there because I want to be there right now. But yeah, I mean, I can't get there right now. But yeah, I think at least 5 years I'll be there. Then I'll also be working on multiple, I think at least 2 or 3 SaaS products as well, because I think building SaaS will be like a piece of cake in the next five
Yeah.
years. I mean,
Micro
it'll
SaaS.
be
I told you
creating,
that.
yeah.
ChatGPT, Cursor, with code or no code, it's gonna be easier and easier. I do believe, and I think I share the same belief. I think as Danku about like there are like 11 billion people on the planet. We're gonna have like 1 billion business owner. But maybe one day we'll see.
I
Um,
think it'll be easy. Like people will get there. Yeah.
yeah, I think because it's back to our roots. And I do believe that at the beginning we were under, we were kind of business owner because we had to collaborate and work together and do some little stuff in, kind of a little tribe. And then we had to, do this craftsmanship, little
Mm,
craftsman
correct, yeah.
in a little village. And then we had this weird period after the war, Second World War II, with this industrialization, everybody in factory. And now we're going to see the pendulum going back, into more decentralized world. Kind of the renaissance. That's what I do believe. I hope, and we're
I
gonna
think
see.
robotics, even these physical products, like manufacturing of physical products, will also keep getting easier and easier, and
Yeah,
we'll see some decentralization happening there too.
yeah, exactly. Virtual world is taking more and more importance. Yeah, the word. Okay, next question. The question you wished I asked, but I didn't.
Mm. I mean, you have covered approximately everything because we also spoke about Quora and all of that. Yeah, I mean, I think you didn't ask if infographics work on LinkedIn. I think, yeah,
Hmm.
I expected you to ask that because many people are posting it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that was just a question list, but I think even that is fine because, as I said earlier, like people, I mean, the content that people would save the most and share the most works the best. So, infographics are like huge chunk of information in just one page. So,
Mm,
people cannot just, since people are scrolling on social media, they won't just read everything at one time. So, they would mostly save it, but they might not share it. So, yeah.
yeah. It's scanning. Save it for later. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I like this little button. Save it for later. I use it a lot. What's the one advice that you would give to aspiring info product builder or info
Mm,
product creator?
I think I would say build a, a mega info product, like a big info product instead of, just building small information products because
Mm,
just competitors today, like AI is not AI solopreneur, but even if you see, like, let's say Ben's Bytes is selling like 250 courses for $200. So, I mean, 250 courses is a lot. It's like
yeah.
more you learn in a university. I mean, you need to
It's
build
an MBA.
information product, yeah, in order to monetize it well. Until and unless if you are someone who has a lot of expertise in one field and people already know you and people admire you for that, you
Mm,
just, even sell a 30-page like Google Doc and you'll make a lot of money like how Danny Foster had made. So yeah,
yeah.
that's just the advice based on anyone's expertise level.
Good guy, Danny Postman. Who are your favorite creators? Build.
Okay, so as of today, my favorite creators are mostly again Dan Ko, then Justin,
Mm,
then the third one would be Rowan Chiang because I mean I think he has built a great newsletter like empire kind of a thing. Then the fourth favorite creator would be Modest Mitkus again. He sells information products like Notion templates.
mhm.
Then the fifth one would be Mark Lowe because I think he is living the dream life of every person out here.
Yes, the indie hacker goat. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of work, a lot of luck, and actually, I don't think I would wish his life. I don't know if you know a bit his background, but he was like depressed a couple of times. He was explaining that.
Has worked hard. I mean, to get
Yeah,
to this stage. Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty hard time. So sometimes I don't know where to put the cursor. Being successful, sometimes I think if I could have like maybe half of it or like a third of it, like a peace of mind, as you said, huh? A successful
Yeah.
life is a peaceful mind. I think if you can make like less but with more peace, it's even a better success, according to me. But that's my lifestyle.
Well, I mean, I also remember this quote by Justin Welch. He had said this that I don't care if I make more money last year or not, but if I'm getting the lifestyle that I have right now, and if I'm
Yes,
even making the same amount of money, I'm fine with it. I'm at peace. So that matters.
exactly, exactly. And this is why I was asking you the question at the beginning, like, what do you chase? Like, is it freedom? Like, is it what do you chase in or the product? Like, why do you do what you do? Was it what I want to do? What I want to know. All right, your favorite business or personal development books?
So, I mean, my favorite one is The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. Then, I mean, the book was the reason why I quit my job at Goldman Sachs. Like, it was,
Really?
yeah, it was one of the major reasons. Like, He talked a lot about business and all of that and equity there. And in Goldman Sachs, I was also not allowed to, even do trading or own any equity because again, like since it was a finance-based company, like we were not allowed to do that there. So yeah, the Almanac of Naval Ravikant, like all time on top. Then there is, I mean, there are many books like, I mean, there is Deep Work. Then I also like the personal MBA. Then the fourth one I would say would be Think and Grow Rich. It was really good. Like it was one which I had read like during my teens and it had inspired me at that time. And the fifth one I would say, okay, again there are so many books. Like I would say it would be the Art of Focus. I think I like that too, since it's a new book and everyone likes Dan too. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
one of my
I,
favorites too.
I bought like a couple of months ago Ali Abdal, Feel
Oh
Good
yeah,
Productivity.
it's a book. Yeah, Feel Good Productivity. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a pretty well-known guy. I like him too. Your favorite podcast?
My First Million, I would say. And then also Jay Klaus's Creator Science podcast. That's also good.
Jay Clouses? I don't know that one.
On his YouTube channel, he has a podcast, right? So
Okay, gonna check.
I don't know. I think it's Creator Science itself because his entire brand is Creator Science. So
Cool. All right, thanks. Next people you'd like to hear in this podcast?
I would say again, Isro comes on top in my mind. Then
Okay.
there is Modest Mitkiss. And I mean, this might be too aspirational, but yeah, Justin Welch also.
The guy's gonna say, "Who are you? What do you want?"
Yes.
If he answers, yeah, maybe Islo, yeah, maybe doable.
He's
And
in
the
this,
second one,
right?
what do you say?
No, I think Justin Welch is also in the small bits community.
Yep, yeah, was one of the first ones.
You can ask him there.
Yes, I would try. Okay. Okay. Very last question. Do you have any sentence, any quotable quote that you keep in mind when you're down?
Yeah, there are many such quotes. Like the only quote that I keep in mind is my WhatsApp status. Like it's like there's no stopping, bro. Like I just keep saying it to myself, like there's no stopping, because many times I also write threads at the night, so I have to motivate myself that way. Like there's no stopping. You gotta complete.
There's no stop. Okay. Awesome, Shushant. All right, that was the last question. Thank you again for all the insight you shared. That was amazing. I love that episode. So thank you, man.
Cool, man. Glad to be a part of this.
Thank you, man. Awesome. Bye.
Yeah.